But yeah, here it is. It is official that Ron enters the race. It was so annoying because, like, anytime you even slightly criticized Ron, it was always, leave him alone. He didn't announce yet. It's not fair he didn't announce. I think like a day before he announced, I said something of someone was going off on how much they love Ron, which is fine. You could do that, and I just made the case why I'm still voting for Trump. And like, relax, buddy. Ron didn't even say he's running yet. Like, he's running. You have to be a freaking idiot to think that he's not. You don't raise $100 million and start traveling the world, Japan and all these other places for no reason. What's the 30-second ad? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Our border is a disaster. Crime infests our cities. The federal government makes it harder for families to make ends meet, and the president flounders. But decline is a choice. Success is attainable, and freedom is worth fighting for. Righting the ship requires restoring sanity to our society, normalcy to our communities, and integrity to our institutions.
Oh, damn.
Must be our foundation.
That's kind of exciting, though.
Common sense can no longer be an uncommon virtue. In Florida, we proved that it can be done. We chose facts over fear, education over indoctrination, law and order over rioting and disorder. We held the line when freedom hung in the balance. We showed that we can and must revitalize America. We need the courage to lead and the strength to win. I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
The beginning of the ad was fine when he's like, when he walks out to the curtain, but like just the rest of it, my biggest problem is that he just sounds so overly rehearsed with everything. You know, it's kind of like back in 2016, the biggest problem I had with Ted Cruz. I'm like, he sounds so robotic, so rehearsed. Like nothing he says is actually genuine. He's just trying to say what he thinks, what people want to hear. He doesn't go anywhere outside the house without a teleprompter. Whereas Trump, he's talking to you. He's talking to Americans. He's speaking directly to you no matter where he is. Does the most off-script ad-lib stuff out of any politician I've ever seen, if you want to call him that. And that's relatable for a lot of people, whether you like it or not. There's a lot of people like, Mr. Jones in Pittsburgh who never voted before once in his entire life, but voted for Trump because Trump talks and acts the way he does. He says on a relatable level. And then that means something to a lot of people that he can, he's real. And this really overly rehearsed speech and the overall way DeSantis talks with every single time he opens his mouth, whether you love it or not, YouTube's acting weird. What's going on with YouTube, huh? How you doing, Scarlett? Whether you like it or not, that there's a lot of people, a lot of average Americans who are not going to like that. They're not going to vote for Ron. He's going to miss out on millions of votes on the Maga. That's why everyone says, excuse me. Actually, we'll get to that. I don't want to talk about the polls just yet. Donald Trump holds a 7-point lead over Joe Biden, 47 to his 40. With Ron DeSantis, it is tied. Someone says, well, how can that be? Where are those votes going? How does Trump have them and DeSantis don't? The same thing I just said, that Trump talks to you and Ron DeSantis talks at you. It's always overly rehearsed, very careful with his words. And some people like that. They like the polish. They like how he's scripted and he speaks like he is always reading a script, following teleprompter every step of the way. But a lot don't. And I don't see how Ron DeSantis is going to win those voters over. I don't think he will, and that's what these polls are kind of indicating early. That he's going to lose out on that MAGA, on those people who never voted before in their life, voted for the first time ever in 2016 for Trump, and in 2020. And Trump's their guy. No matter, you might think it's stupid, whatever, you can think whatever you want, but it is a fact that they're not going to vote for anybody else. That's why everyone's like, it's weird with the DeSantis people and DeSantis bros because they say with such certainty. They're like, DeSantis will win the general. Trump won't. No, like, it's possible, probably, you know, check out the polls, this and that. It's like, no, he will, 100%. Not even guessing. He can't win. Trump can't win. DeSantis can. I'm like, you sound very sure like you can see the future. Or maybe you're in on the fix. I don't know. But every time I comment, like if I'm voting for Trump, that's the first comment I will get. He can't win the general. He can't. I'm like, well, every poll, even left-leaning polls, are showing that he can. And I'm telling you, those extra votes that you're seeing for Trump that you're not seeing DeSantis get are those people, millions, literally millions of people who never voted for in their lives, but they voted for Trump. There's a lot of people who didn't come out in 2016 and voted for the first time ever in 2020 for Trump. Trump resonated with them. Trump got them to the polls, and no other politician, right or left, could do that before. They sat home. They didn't care. Right or left, Republican or Democrats are all the same. I'm not voting. But Trump was different. Trump spoke to them, got them to the polls. He was relatable. The way he talked, sincerity in his voice, and Ron, I just don't think is ever going to win those voters over. He also posted the results of a recent Fox News poll, which displayed his lead over Biden and DeSantis' lack of points to do so in the Rust Belt. 45% Trump, 38% Joe Biden. Then you got Joe Biden here, a little ahead of Ron DeSantis, 38-35. Trump continued. I got 1.2 million more votes in Florida, and already the polls are looking in favor of Trump, which would not be good for DeSantis if he can't even win Florida after everything. That would be bad. That would be dropout mode. Also, excuse me, probably shouldn't be drinking this Pepsi while I'm live. Making me a burp. Also, Bill Hemmer at Fox News just used an old April poll showing me leading by 51-25. Why doesn't Fox get more up-to-date polls? Because Fox is in on the fix, and we'll get to that in a second. It's why people are leaving Fox News. P.S. Without me, DeSantis would have lost the primary in the general. I mean, that's statistically true. Ron was doing horrible if you look at the original polls. In third place, I think. And Trump's endorsement and rallies got him a huge bump, to say the least. I didn't know who Ron DeSantis was until Trump mentioned him. There's a lot of people I didn't know who existed until Trump mentioned them. Trump's endorsement has power.